Welcome to this brief reflection on the third Sunday after Easter. I begin with the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. Taking, as he did, this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it. Trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever. Amen. The third Sunday after Easter in the lectionary is always Good Shepherd Sunday, and each of the years in the lectionary apportions one section of John chapter 10 to this Sunday. So year A, it's verses 1 to 10, year B, it's verses 11 to 18, and year C, it's verses 22 to 30. We are in year A, so the reading is John 10 from verse 1 to verse 10. I invite you to read it in your own time because I'd like us to focus only on one verse, verse 10, and it reads, "The thief comes only in order to steal, kill, and destroy. I have come in order that you might have life, life in all its fullness." In preparing, I looked at something that German pastor and scholar David Lose said. He spoke of two things that stood out for him in this passage. The first was that there's surprising little talk of sin in this passage. Jesus didn't say, "I came because there's a bunch of sinners and they need forgiveness." He said, "I came in order that you might have life, life in all its fullness." Yes, sin taints our lives and we need help. But we are not only saved from something, we are also saved for something. So we are saved from sin, and it sets us free from guilt and shame. But we are also saved for life. Not just life, but life in abundance. Not just survival, but flourishing. Not just getting by, but thriving. Not just existence, but fullness. Jesus came to set us free from sin now and to give us life in fullness now. The second thing David Lose pointed out was that this passage comes soon after the healing of a man born blind, and both form part of a larger body of writing, so that we should look at life in abundance in relation to the healing of the blind man. That invites us to imagine abundant life in a contextual way, in a way that suits each one. For the blind man, it is sight. For the single parent, it might be companionship. For the bullied teen, it might be a strong ally. For the impoverished neighborhood, it might be dignity and the chance of self-determination. For the retiree, it might be involvement in a worthwhile cause. You get the picture? So if we were to look at it in a contextual way, maybe abundant life means different things in different places, different things for different people. What would it mean for you? Always it manifests as a response to whatever seeks to rob the children of God of their inheritance of life, purpose and joy. In the light of David's two thoughts, let us ask ourselves three questions. Firstly, what do we need to be saved from? What sins, hurts, addictions, sorrows, mistakes, resentments? What do we need to be saved from? Let us turn to the Good Shepherd. He restores our soul. Secondly, what do we need to be saved for? What new opportunity, new purpose, new understanding, new vocation, new joy, new hope? What do we need to be saved for? Let us turn to the Good Shepherd. He gives us new strength and guides us in the right paths as He has promised. Thirdly, what does abundant life look like for each one of us? What will make us appreciate that we are living our lives to the full? What does abundant life look like for each one of us? Let us turn to the Good Shepherd. He prepares a banquet for us and fills our cup to the brim. In closing, may I be so bold as to suggest that whenever we turn to the Good Shepherd, we light a candle of hope. Samuel Ryan writes, "A candle is a protest at midnight. It is nonconformist. It says to the darkness, I beg to differ." We end with Psalm 23 from the Contemporary English Version. You, Lord, are my shepherd. I will never be in need. You let me rest in fields of green grass. You lead me to streams of quiet water, and you refresh my life. You are true to your name, and you lead me along the right paths. I may walk through valleys as dark as death, but I won't be afraid. You are with me, and your shepherd's rod makes me feel safe. You treat me to a feast where my enemies watch. You honor me as your guest, and you fill my cup until it overflows. Your kindness and love will always be with me each day of my life, and I will live forever in your house, O Lord.